Tannock, now there is a debate among MEPs. Should Russian delegation go, taking into consideration that they're blacklisted MEPs, should they go the end of February to Russia to meet our members of Duma?
No, I wouldn't support them going. I think that that's inappropriate, not only because we still have quite tough sanctions against Putin's government. Only today we had the report in London about the Litvinenko case, in which a judge has said, a United Kingdom judge has said that probably Putin was aware of what had happened, the assassination of Litvinenko. It was like a nuclear incident in London which exposed a lot of people to radiation, including the victim who died, sadly, who was a British citizen, by the way. So Russia's behavior is really unacceptable in this area, and to have MEP colleagues blacklisted, I'm surprised I haven't been blacklisted, by the way. Maybe I will be after this interview. Really is unacceptable, and it's a sort of a behavior which is not really appropriate for a country which is a member of the Council of Europe and part of the Partnership for Peace with NATO and so on. We believe in freedom of speech. We believe in democracy. If MEPs are defaming individuals, there's always the courts. You can always sue for damages. But if they're expressing political opinions, that's every MEP is entitled to have a political opinion about Russia or China or any other country, including my own, United Kingdom. So unacceptable. I don't think the delegation should go, personally. And although I'm one of the pragmatists who accepts we have to work with the Russian government in areas like, for instance, Syria at the moment, where clearly Russia is part of the solution, to talk to Russia, talk to the Assad government, talk to the Iranians, to try and bring the peace negotiations forward so that we can have stability in that country and stemming the flow of refugees, which is causing huge problems to our continent and threatening the whole European Union project. Maybe that's what Putin wants in a way, because clearly he would be a beneficiary if EU starts to fragment, and we have a referendum in my country possibly as early as June of this year. And I always say that Mr. Putin would benefit and would be very happy for Britain to leave the European Union. It would weaken the whole structure. And of course, he has been, I believe, subsidizing and helping certain very Eurosceptic parties like the National Front in France and so on. So I've always been quite critical of Mr. Putin and his Russia. And I certainly think that, we are a democratic forum, and we should show solidarity as MEPs with any colleagues who are being blacklisted to going anywhere.
Or what about the civil society? Because what we see that increasingly the activists are facing justice on criminal law premises, and it's a new trend that our Russian state is using malicious justice and false verdicts against not only political activists but just activists in our animal rights, or just activists who are trying to protect their right for freedom of expression, like Mr. Dadin or animal rights activist Victoria Pavlenko. What do you think about this trend? How Europe can influence that? There is an understanding that Russia can't behave like that, strangling the activism.
Well, I think it's very sad for Russia that civil society is being repressed by. Russia is a great nation, it's a great culture, and it deserves better. So we will always be holding out a hand to improving democracy, the rule of law, civil rights, including animal welfare, which I personally feel very strongly about. I'm part of the animal welfare intergroup here, in the Russian Federation.